Can you guys hear me? I'm about to tell y'all what's tea. Oh, you don't know what's tea in the motherfucking minute. Can you hear me?
Hey guys, so it's your fave Trey Ziggy, and I'm here with a story time, okay? So you guys are gonna want to listen up. So as you can tell, well, I don't know if you can tell because I'm very good at keeping secrets, but there's a dent right here in my nose, right there. It's kind of, well, now you could probably tell. But my story today is how I fractured my nose during quarantine. Okay, so, of course, I learned my lesson on going outside. I was so excited. Like, if you know me, you know that I do not spend more than 2 days in my house because it's just like, I love being outside. I love the world. I love my friends. I love boys. I just love everything. I love fashion. Like, I just want to see it all, taste it all, and just do it all, you know? So, I spent the first 2.5 weeks in my house quarantined. And so, if you know me, you know I have a group of best friends, 2 of them specifically, Alexis and Rakis. So Alexis lives in Brooklyn, where I'm from, and I live in Harlem, Washington Heights, that area. So she's 2-weeked herself, Rakis 2-weeked himself, and I 2-weeked myself. So we're like, we don't have it. So let's all just link up at Alexis. So Alexis comes to pick me up in the car. And my sister, I live at home with my sister. We all have like our own floors. And she was just like, if you come back, I don't want to see you on my floor for 2 weeks because I need to make sure you don't have it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So Alexis comes to pick me up, you know, in the whip or whatever. I was feeling myself, you know, I packed a whole big ass bag. And I was just like, I'm out of here. So we're in the car, you know, we stop, we get some hookah flavor, whatever. And then we stop at the liquor store and we get on the highway, we speeding. The highway, there's nobody on the highway at all. I've never seen the bridge like that or the highway ever. So we get to Brooklyn, we pick up Rakis, and so we get to Alexis's house. And so mind you, like, what's going through my head right now is just like, I'm excited, but I'm also just like, oh my gosh, I left my house. Like, I'm a grown adult. But I know my mom will be so upset that I did this because before this happened, she was like, make sure you know where you're going to be staying for quarantine and do not leave that place. This is serious. My mom's a doctor, so of course she's going to be extra cautious during this time, which, you know, she should be. But, you know, moms. And so we get to Brooklyn, we get to Alexis's house, and when we get to Alexis's house, we're just so excited. We're going on each other's lives, we're dancing, and we're drinking, and, you know, just doing grown folk stuff, because we're grown. And so Rakis and I, we love voguing now. That's like, you know, our thing. And so we start to battle each other. And so me, I kind of have a one-up on Rakis because I could dip. And Rakis kind of has a one-up on me because he's a stunt girl. You know, she does her stunts. And I'm soft and kind. So I had won the battle. And I guess we just kept going. And I was going into a dip, but I had jumped up and formed into a dip. And I think he jumped up at the same time. And so, like, his hand had hit my foot. And the foot forced my knee right into my nose, y'all. When I tell you, I heard... And I was like, oh my gosh, like, and so Rakis gets up and he was like, oh my gosh, bitch, look at your face. I thought he was joking. I was just like, stop playing with me. But I felt like warm stuff coming out my nose. And so I go to the mirror and like this side is all the way over here. And it's just blood coming down. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like my face, look at my face. And I just like thought of my whole career. Like I was like, it's over. Like, it's really over. Like, I usually use my face for everything. I'm gonna have to start using my brain and like my talents and stuff. Like, but I was just over it. And so I instantly just started literally thinking, why did I leave my house? Why did I leave my house? And so, like, I called my father and his girlfriend, who's a nurse, and Alexis calls her mom, who's a doctor. And they're just like, oh, just stay home. Like, you have to, like, realign it. There's nothing they could do for you right now. And that's not the answer I wanted to hear, because I was just like, someone has to fix this. I can't go to sleep like this. Like, I need to be checked. And so, like, I decided to go to the hospital because it was 5 minutes away from Alexis' house. And so, like, I called my mom when we're on the way. No, I called my mom before, and she confirmed me going to the hospital. And we're on the way. And I'm in the back seat, and Alexis and Rocky's in the front seats. And, like, my mom's on speaker, and she's going off on me, like, screaming, "You're so thirsty to be outside." And I'm just like, you know, when you're ready to start the embarrassment, you might as well not even finish it. So that was it. Like, I had no energy to turn the speaker off. I was like, these are my best friends. They're gonna hear my mom going off. And I'm just like, ugh, whatever. And so she's just like, you're putting yourself at risk going into the hospital. You're putting your friends at risk going to the hospital, your family. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, why did I leave my house? So we get to the hospital, and I'm so scared. Like, I start freaking out. And Alexis and Rockies couldn't come inside the hospital because there's no visitors allowed during this time. And so when I get in, it's barely anybody there. And I'm like, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. And so, like, I'm just extra precautious. I have my gloves and my mask on. And, like, I'm just like, how long is this going to be? They're like, we don't know. I'm sorry. And so I refuse to sit down on any of the seats. And I keep walking back and forth. And so they finally take me to do, like, the regular checkups. And so the girl's like, oh, your heart rate is abnormally high. It's a 130. It's supposed to be between 60 and 90. And I was like, babe, I just literally broke my nose during this pandemic. I had probably 6 shots of freaking tequila, and I've been smoking the hookah all night. Like, if my heart rate wasn't over 100, I would be worried. And so they're just like, we can't dismiss you until your heart rate goes down. And I'm like, girl. And so they finally give me an x-ray, and I'm thinking my nose is fractured. And that's only because I can literally act as how I was acting before. My eyes weren't bruised. My nose wasn't hurting. It was sore right here because obviously the trauma. But it was like I was not in much pain. I could speak. I could obviously handle myself at the hospital. And so they were just like, oh, did you ever have surgery before? And I was like, no, but I'm going to need it after this. And they were just like, well, we can't do anything for you here. You have to see an ENT doctor or specialist. This is only for, like, emergencies. And I'm just like, why am I here? And they're like, but we can't release you until your heart rate goes down. So I was just all types of mad. I was eavesdropping on nurses saying they're putting the regular patients with the COVID-19 patients, and everybody's coming out positive. And I was just freaking out. I was like, I gotta go. So I was in there for like 2 hours. And my heart rate went down. I was kind of getting on the doctor's nerves, and I overheard them saying it because every time they handed me something, I was like, did you change your gloves? They wanted to give me Tylenol, and I'm like, did you wash your hands and wash that cup that you're bringing the water in? And I need to see it. Because y'all not about to have me mixed up, especially if I'm not even supposed to be here right now. You feel me? So I got released, and I walked my ass home on 1%. I told Alexis to drive home because I don't want her waiting on me. And so I walked home 1%. The next morning, I got a good call from my mom saying how disappointed she was. And I just felt like, was it worth it? Like, and now, like, I called the ENT doctor that they referred me to, and they're like, they can't even take appointments right now. So I have a dent in my nose until after quarantine. I might as well just get a whole new nose. So I've been looking up faces. I think I'm gonna get the Reese King nose. I'm still debating. I feel like that's gonna be the perfect one to fit my face at the moment. But if you guys have any noses that you think will look great on my face, definitely send them in, please. Thank you. Remember to stay in and stay safe, guys. And please subscribe, like, comment, more story times, because, you know, my life's a little crazy.